That we have so many churches in today's world that preach but don't live by what they preach. And what people are looking for now is transparency, people that are authentic, people that are willing to say, we're not perfect, but we're going to do the best that we can to honor God and to honor what He desires from us, not necessarily a bunch of whole rules and regulations. Such a trouble. It was such trouble growing up trying to keep a standard um, and live life as a Christian. Um, and the standard I really feel was based on the tradition as opposed to my faith. And you grow up hearing these rules and these regulations that you have to keep to stay holy or to abide or to follow Christ. And in actuality, they're man-made rules. So what it calls for me is an issue, because it made me now put on a mask as opposed to being authentic. When that's all really God wanted for me, was to be who I was authentically. So I did things in public that I thought people would approve of, and yet privately I was living a mess. One particular time when I was pastoring in Kansas City, I had some issues with fornication. I was recently divorced, and I felt that I could do both, because for so long I had lived this life of masking it in front of people, and privately, if they never find out about it, it's okay. So living that fornication type of lifestyle as a pastor, I preached on Sundays to people, but yet Saturday nights before, I was doing things with women in hotel rooms. One particular time, I had a one-night stand with a young lady that I had met, and I felt so filthy the next morning. I couldn't even sleep in the same bed with the young lady. And as I took her home, I gave my mother a call, because she went down to church with me on those days, and I told her what I had done and how messy or how horrible I felt. And it felt like God spoke to her, because she simply said, "TaZ, that's not you." And that word has stuck with me from that moment on. That God wasn't looking for me to be the person that I wanted people to perceive me, but He just wanted who I was authentically. And that was never me to sleep around. I was a man that valued commitment, that I valued faithfulness, that valued marriage. And yet somebody's daughter, somebody's sister, somebody's mother, I didn't value and look at as how God looked at. All my life I had grown up in church, and although I had been taught a particular set of rules and regulations, I didn't realize that it was Jesus whom I should have trusted instead of the rules that people gave me. So to make a long story short, I repented, I prayed, and I made a conscious decision that I was going to live the word that I preached.